Welcome, your backup plan tribe. Hey, how's everybody today? Welcome. If you are new here, welcome to our channel. Welcome all our listeners from the United States and Canada and around the world. I'd love to have you here. Thank you for coming on our show. If you are new here, welcome to Talking Taboo with Tina. It's brought to you by your Backup Plan app. If you are a returning subscriber, boy, that's a mouthful to say. Welcome back to our show. Thank you for watching. My name is Tina Ginn. I am an emergency preparedness coach, a best-selling author of In the Blink of an Eye. Yes, everything happens in the blink of an eye that quickly. It's that fast. Yes, things seem to happen that quickly. I am an emergency preparedness coach, a best-selling author, a financial expert, and an app developer of your Backup Plan app. And if you are asking me, what is your Backup Plan app? It puts your life all in one place in case of any unpredictable circumstance while taking the painful aftermath out of that tragedy. And what does that mean? Well, one thing we can count on in our life is that we're going to get sick, injured, disabled, or even pass away or lose everything or lose something by a tragedy or a natural disaster, which is so common these days in this last month with wildfires going from California, Oregon, Washington State, all the way up to British Columbia and Alberta, Canada this past month. It's been tragic. A lot of evacuations, a lot of firefighters, a lot of natural disasters, of flooding around the world, lots China, Belgium, Germany, Netherlands. It's unbelievable. Hurricanes, tornadoes. Not to say that there aren't car accidents, of course, as well, and strokes and heart attacks and cancer. Wow, this sounds so gruesome, doesn't it? But it's been this month of craziness, I find, with all these strange things that have occurred in the world. And I want everyone to be better prepared for the unexpected because you don't know what tomorrow may bring. So let's talk about our show today. Our show today is called I Can Do Anything Better Than You. We have a very special guest from Florida today. I'm so excited to talk to him. Our interview is going to be absolutely mind-blowing. We talk about cerebral palsy and how this journey in David's life has been up and down, obstacles, but absolutely inspiring as well, all at the same time. I'd like to welcome our United States and Canada listeners. I'd like to welcome our German listeners, which are increasing by the day. Thank you, Germany. Meine deutsche Freunde sind unserem Podcast willkommen. Wenn Sie Kommentare haben, können Sie gern Fragen stellen. Also danke für deine Freundschaft. Thank you so very much, my German listeners. And Ireland is next in our listeners. So if you guys beat Sweden, then I will either try Swedish or I will try my Irish accent, which I've tried in the past and it hasn't worked out so well, but we'll work on that. We'll find some help in that regard. So welcome. Let's tell you about this wonderful podcast that we have. We talk about real and raw conversations on our show. Our listeners about their journey from their life-changing events. Let's get right into it. Let's see if we can find David backstage. Welcome, David.
Hi, thank you for having me on, Tina. I'm super excited to share my journey, and hopefully by the end of it, many people are motivated and inspired to pursue their own goals and dreams.
Absolutely. I love your energy. I love it. David is brought to you here from close to Orlando, Florida, for those that know Florida a little bit. His story and journey of being diagnosed with cerebral palsy since birth, highlighting many struggles, successes in the education system, of course, and triumphs. He is a former 3-sport athlete, a 3-time state champion cyclist, and a current middle school teacher with cerebral palsy. He shares his story with others around the world to show that there is light amongst all the challenges behind it. I am so looking forward to talking more about how this has affected him, what challenges he's overcome. He is an avid podcaster, talks about cerebral palsy and fitness. For anybody, his link is down below in the description box. And I love David's quote, "If I can do it, so can you." Absolutely lovely. Thank you so much, David, for coming on our show. Where did it all start for you? When did your journey start?
Well, to begin, my journey began 20. Actually began 22 years ago, when I was around the age. Well, let's backtrack a little bit more than that. So let's start from the very beginning. So from the very beginning, when I was born 4 months premature. I was the size of a water bottle, or the size of your microphone. Like if you take a look at your microphone, that's how small it was.
Wow.
I could be held with on the palm of someone's hand, so it was very small. Um, I had to be, hooked on IVs and a respirator because my lungs weren't fully developed. Doctors had said, "Oh, you have 3 months to live, so you might not live." But thankfully, with the help of doctors, my family, uh, I survived. And then I struggled with not being able to read, write, or walk. Doctors had said I'd never be able to live a normal life. And then came the age of 8, where around that time had I had suffered a family tragedy. I lost my biological mom. She was 16 years old when she had me, 23 when she passed away. Um, and Fortunately, I had a stepmom in my life who actually had to make a decision. She had to make a decision whether to take care of me, or finish out the rest of her youth, being this young, vibrant individual with goals. Of course, she did everything she had to do with taking care of me. She went to school. She did it all with my father. Of course, my father was always in my life as well. So, and the beautiful thing about this is, all three of my parents coexisted. So there was never any malice or hate towards each other. So, and nowadays in today's society, you don't really see much of co-parenting. It's really rare, because nowadays it's about, oh, this is mine. I don't want, my son to be raised like this or be raised like that. Why not? If it's a positive environment on both sides, why not allow the child to share both? You know?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I don't know why people don't try to get along better for everybody, each other, Doesn't happen very often.
And then I had my first my was it my second surgery, which is the surgery that defined uh, my life and defined the beginning of my journey, which is I had my leg surgery done, which allowed me to walk. And I began walking 3 months after my biological mom passed away. So that was one of her dreams, was to see me walk. Unfortunately, it happened 3 months too late. So she never got to see it, but I know that deep down inside, she is very proud, and I've continued to achieve every goal that she never got to do. uh, with the help of family and friends.
Awesome. That's beautiful. I'm sure she's up there looking down saying, wow,
Yes.
you go, David, you go.
And then fast forward to my education, I began in a special ed classroom because I had teachers believe that I wouldn't make it past that. Because, as you know, in society, when people think of CP, they think, oh, well, psychologically or mentally, he's not fit to be in a normal classroom. He'll always be delayed. He'll always be delayed. Fortunately, my stepmom wasn't having it. She's like, I'm not gonna have my son be stuck in a special ed classroom when I see more potential in him than what people think. So she pulled me out of those classes. She taught me how to read and write, and then when I got to school, she placed me in regular education. I made straight A's, did very well in class. Unfortunately, this was at the time where I was in Puerto Rico doing my schooling. So unfortunately, the teachers there were very discriminate towards me. They did not want me in the classroom. They're like, "You're too slow. You know, we don't want him in my. We don't. He's a burden to the classroom, to the students. Even though the students they weren't mean to me. It was just the teachers. You know that you don't expect that when you're a teacher. You expect the teacher to be the positive role model that the
Mm-hmm.
student sees, not somebody who's against you.
Yeah.
You know."
Or give you the chance. It's
Exactly.
the chance, right?
Exactly. Teacher's supposed to give a child supposed to be open minded and give the child a chance. And if you have some comments like that, keep it to yourself, or at least try and be in their shoes for one day.
Mm-hmm. Or discuss it individually with the family, right?
Exactly. And then I moved to Florida fully uh, when I was 8 years old, and then I finished my schooling there. So my regular schooling, elementary, middle school. Um, I became the first one in my like mom's side of the family to finish and get my high school diploma. My biological mom never finished high school or anything like that because she was raising myself, and then I have a younger brother I, who basically for the majority of my life wasn't able to we weren't able to be together because we had different dads with the same mom, but we've kept always a healthy relationship, so we're really close, and we've always had a good bond together, and that's one of the things that's kind of helped us move forward. And one of the things I give people that deal with tragedy and death is um, when you deal with a situation such as mine, and it's really negative and it's really tough, think about the legacy you can leave behind. Think about the things you could do um, positively in your life. And that was one of those moments is that either my stepmom saves my life and I have a normal life and I have this future, or there's this path, this deep dark path that possibly you can't get out of, and it can cause a lot of damage. So I was fortunate enough to get out of that cycle before it could have gotten any worse.
That's awesome.
And, and then I went to college. I got my degree in sociology from UCF. And I remember going through college and school in general, and I struggled with reading still and with the basic skills, and sometimes I felt like giving up. But I realized, if you give up so easily, what's all the work you've done? What does it mean to you? All the work that you've done, does it mean anything to you if you just give up? No, you can't just give up. You got to keep moving forward. You got to keep moving forward because you have not just yourself to make proud, but you have your family and your friends. So I would always carry that chip on my shoulder that, if I give up, I'm letting down not just myself, but everybody around me. So I didn't allow myself to get to that level. And I finished remember when I finished college, I finished a week before I turned 25, and I was actually born around Mother's Day. So the the beautiful part of this is, you know, they had asked me whether I wanted to walk the stage. Excuse me.
Awesome.
Excuse me. Or if I wanted to go up the stairs, go up the ramp. So I said, you know what? I want to go up the stairs because I've waited 17 years for this moment. I was never supposed to walk. I've had people doubt me my whole life, and I want them to see that I did. I've accomplished all of this despite all those challenges. So I remember walking up the stage, and it was a really big crowd. We're talking about 10,000 people in a stadium, and it
What a
was really
moment.
it
What
was
a
really
moment.
quiet.
You must have been so nervous.
Yeah, it was very, very quiet. Like, you could hear a pen drop, and I'm thinking to myself, these people are probably tired of clapping so much, seeing everybody across the stage. And remember I told myself, even if I hear my family at least shouting, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. So I remember going up the stairs, and as soon as I took that last step and I went up the stage, and I looked at the crowd, and they were pretty quiet, and I lifted up the cane. That place, that place, that place erupted. I mean, I was literally, I they stood there for five. They had to hold up their graduation for a good 5 minutes because it was so loud.
Oh, really?
I've never seen the support that I the cheers. That was, for me, that was probably the most emotional I could ever feel, because I had realized that, I had lost my mom. I was never supposed to have a future, never supposed to have any of this, and now I have it.
And look at you go. And there was like fireworks and everything. Everybody just exploded, right? It was just
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, and it goes to show that, no matter what obstacles you face in your life, that you can achieve what you put your mind to if you have the right people around you and the right mindset.
Yeah,
And if you take that negativity and channel it into positive energy, there's your potential is limitless.
absolutely. Because, I mean, it just keeps getting better, right?
It keeps getting better and better. I mean, not only do I teach children, give back to my community, but I also have my own podcast, and I have my own fitness blog. I was as you mentioned earlier, I was a three-sport athlete. I was a football, baseball player, and cyclist. And all of those experiences, I use that to motivate others that are trying to find themselves. And for me, it wasn't until I was 25 years old that I began to embrace my disability. That I became proud of it, because before that time, I struggled identifying with myself. I always asked myself, who am I? I'm not. I can't be just this individual with CP, but I have to be something else. There
Mm-hmm.
has to be a purpose in my life, and that purpose was to give back to people and to motivate people, and that's kind of what brought me into teaching and into motivational speaking, and to just be able to influence so many people is the best part of what I do, and I'm definitely proud of what I've done so far with my life, and I see a bright future ahead.
Absolutely. How can someone not be proud of you, David? It's amazing. You are amazing. How do you find the kids respond to you when you're working with them?
So far, for the most part, it's always been a positive reception. Like, it's pretty crazy the amount of respect that these kids have for me, because teachers are like, half the time they're really disrespectful towards me, towards myself, but when it comes to you, the kids seem to respect you, and I don't know how that's possible. And I guess it really depends on your demeanor, how you treat the kids, and when you get to tell the kids your story, they kind of see you differently, and they kind of see, hey, he's been through a lot too, and he can relate.
Yeah. Versus somebody up there just yelling and screaming, I guess, at them, or what they're
Exactly.
used to from a teacher, right? Because you're more personable, maybe. Or do they act up for you, or have you found that a problem at all?
It's rare that they act up. Really, I don't really get many students that act up too much.
And do you see their progress increase drastically?
For some, it's drastic, and for some, it takes a little bit longer. It varies on the student.
Yeah. Do they get extra work done with you then on the side, right?
Oh yeah, some of these students benefit from one-on-one because there's no distractions and there's a lot more attention that you're giving them when you're doing the assignment or just going over things with them.
Do you do other subjects other than reading?
I do work with Spanish-speaking students, which I know Spanish fluently as well. So I work with them as well on their work and their assignments.
Oh, nice. So you work on their assignments that are in English, but with working with the Spanish?
Yep, I try to work on their English while we do the English assignments, so that way that they learn and they know what they're reading about.
Oh, nice. Nice. Did you grow up with Spanish right up until you moved to Florida then? And
Yes, I was. It was always emphasized Spanish in the home, English at school. Now that we're older, with my two other siblings that I have, it's mixed now. It's English and Spanish. There's no restrictions really.
it's whatever goes at the time.
Yeah.
So what are you focusing on now? Didn't you just get recently an award or nominated for something?
I'm actually going to do a conference in August in New England. I'll be doing very soon, so that's exciting. That's so I've been doing I I'm doing that. And then I was recently given. I was one of the longest serving members or assistant teachers in the program, so 4 years. So I stayed with them for 4 years, and now it's been wonderful being able to teach these kids and giving them a positive environment.
Especially some length of stay gives them stableness, I think, within the program, knowing that you're there. Have you considered doing any TED Talks?
Oh yeah, I'm actually I'm doing my best to try to secure any contacts or any information I can. So that's one of my main goals for the future is to do TED Talks.
Yeah, absolutely. What did you find? Uh, are you around 25 now then?
I'm actually 30.
Oh, you're 30 now. And so you're still avidly working on the fitness, and that's your main purpose, really?
Yeah,
To
definitely. I have my main purpose isn't just about fitness, but it's just also to motivate people and to inspire others to achieve their goals too, despite whether you have CP, whether you're just able-bodied, anybody, to be. And I use my platform to have them share their stories so that they can have a voice. They can have somewhere to speak and somewhere safe that they can share their story without being judged.
awesome. Are you working towards any new marathons now?
Sometime in the future, that's what I'm hoping for.
Have you had fun with that uh, run for cancer at all? With the where they do the powder colors, they throw the powder colors
Oh
at
yeah,
you.
I've heard about it. I've never done it before, actually. So that's interesting.
Yeah, it looks like fun actually.
Yeah.
Everybody comes out with by the end that you're all mixed up colors. That it looks like fun. I'm not sure what the distance is or if they're all the same. I'm not 100% sure. But what do you like to do for sports?
I like to lift weights, run. I love football, baseball, cycling, any kind of sport that's pretty much keeps you active. So I'm not very picky. on
Yeah.
sports.
Awesome. Do you like the cycling part, or are
I
you
do.
more? Yeah.
It's one of the first sports I actually started with, that I've kind of excelled in very well.
Yeah. It's an actually, um, it's hard not to do cycling. I think it's one of those sports where it's enjoyable for all different levels of fitness, right?
It is.
What about swimming? Did you get any help with that part too?
Um, Pretty much from my own parents. So pretty much they taught me how to swim. You know, when I was younger.
Yeah, especially living in Florida.
Oh yeah, it gets really hot. That's for sure.
Yes, for sure. That's awesome. Did you have any extra stories to tell about your experiences of helping kids, or an experience where you've helped someone else with cerebral palsy?
One of the things with kids is that each and every child has a different story to tell, and you have to adapt to how to help them. You have to kind of go on their level, go into their world to understand what they're going through, and then that's how you can help them. You know, uh, Try and talk to them about things that they like. Things that they want to work at, and then it's up to you as the mentor, as the assistant, as the teacher to come up with a plan for them to be successful.
That's nice. You find solutions that you can work around. That's beautiful. Did you have any experience with other cerebral palsy doing people that were doing some fitness that you could help?
Um, I've met a few, and I've reached out to actually they've reached out to me, so I've always tried to come up with plans and things. I'm a person that doesn't believe in charging people for fitness advice. I do it out of the kindness of my heart, and I want to help people really do better for themselves and their health. So I don't believe in that, and charging people for a service that could help a lot of people in need.
That's lovely. You have a lot of goals ahead of you, don't you, David?
I do.
And is it just keep getting bigger and bigger for you, do you think?
Little by little. That's all I can say. Take it day by day, step by step. Success doesn't happen overnight.
No,
It could take years, months, you know,
just work.
decades. Just
Just
work,
work
just
on it.
continue.
Yeah. Did you have any final messages that you'd like to say to the listeners?
Well, definitely this. Keep pushing forward, stay positive, stay humble, be honest with yourself, be realistic with what you can do and what you can't do. Um, Success doesn't happen overnight. It takes a long time, but if you keep working at it, you get to where you'll get to the goal or the destination you want to be today. So keep moving forward, stay positive, and believe in yourself.
I think that's special. Believe in yourself. That should be your quote.
I might start using it actually. That's a good one.
Yeah, it is good. It really makes you who you are, and I think that's what's so special. Oh, that's awesome, David. I could talk to you forever about this because um, I think I think your goals are going to be. We're going to watch out for you because you are going to hit some awesome things in this world and help people. You're very, very special to everybody. Thank you for. I'm very honored to have you on our show today. Thank you.
Thank you for having me on. I had a lot of fun being able to share my experiences.
Yes, um, because you never know who might be out there listening to how it can help them.
Exactly. You never know. Really, it's just unexpected.
I had a cat who had a form of cerebral palsy, and I didn't realize that it's in animals, bunny rabbits and cats and everything too. So, and
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
yeah, it is. And it was his back legs wouldn't work. So it was a bit like having a puppy, always having to take him out to the washroom. But he was the most adorable cat sitting on your lap and just gave you all the love that you could ever want. He was amazing.
That's wonderful, and I'm glad that you're able to care for him or for them.
Yeah, because it's an extra. It's work. It's work. You can't deny that, but it's still beautiful. They make wonderful cats. I'm not sure about dogs, but I've never met one that had cerebral palsy, but I'm sure they're out there. Well, thank you, listeners. Thank you. I hate to come to an end with our show today. Thank you, David, for coming on to our show. Please take a moment and subscribe. We always get the handout for our subscribers because you have to click on the link down below and subscribe to our channel and click on the like button if you want some more of these wonderful shows with our wonderful guests like David, who is full of motivation and inspiration for all of us. He's really doing, I have to say it, God's work, because you are put on this world to do lots of wonderful things, David.
Thank you so much for the kind words, and everybody out there, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. If you are, as you know, no one's Superman. David's not Superman. I'm not Superman. So expect the unexpected, because when you never know what tomorrow might bring. When you're thinking about someone special during the show, make sure that you reach out to them. Pick up the phone, text, Skype, message that person. Tell them how much you love and care about them today, because you never know what tomorrow might bring. And I always end, thank you for sharing and our time with us today and watching. I love each and every one of you. I always end our podcast with Carol Burnett. Do you know, David, who Carol Burnett is?
I don't actually.
Well, you'll have to look her up on YouTube, maybe for some rerun shows that are probably on there. She was is a wonderful comedian, makes you laugh. And so I always use her beautiful, kind words at the end of our show. I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. So long, everyone. Sending lots of love and kindness. Be kind, be safe. Until next time. Bye for now. Thanks, David.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bye for now.
Take care of yourself.